Robert Carter, PhD, Marine Biology, University of Miami. With a co-worker, Dr. Carter cloned green and red fluorescent proteins to create transgenic zebrafish. One of these was patented and licensed to Promega under the trade name Monster Green. He helped design and build an aquaculture facility for Caribbean corals at the University of Miami's experimental fish hatchery. Following are a few quotations from his many articles on creationism and evolution. Quote, "Surely the ultimate conceit is to ignore our Creator, attribute His works to chance, and live our lives as if we are in control." End quote. Darwin's Dying Legacy, June 10, 2008, creation.com. Quote, "So-called junk DNA has fallen on hard times. Once the poster child of evolutionary theory, its status has been increasingly challenged over the past several years. Functions for junk DNA have been cited at other places on this website and in the Journal of Creation. In the Great Dothan Creation-Evolution debate, my opponent's main argument, to which he returned again and again, rested on junk DNA. I warned that this was an argument from silence, that form follows function, and that this was akin to the old vestigial organ argument, and thus is easily falsifiable once functions are found. We did not have to wait long, however, because a new study has brought the notion of junk DNA closer to the dustbin of discarded evolutionary speculations. Faulkner and others have put junk DNA on the run by claiming that retrotransposons, supposedly the remains of ancient viruses that inserted themselves into the genomes of humans and other species, are highly functional after all." End quote. The Slow, Painful Death of Junk DNA, June 9, 2009, creation.com. Quote, "A new study published on the Y chromosome of chimpanzees has surprised many. After a lot of work, the chimpanzee Y chromosome has finally been finished. This may come as a surprise to many who thought the chimpanzee genome was completed way back in 2005. Actually, the original chimpanzee genome construction was less than optimal, as they did not sequence it to the same standards of the human genome. Half of the chimpanzee ampliconic sequence and 30% of the entire MSY has no counterpart in the human MSY, and vice versa. These are sizable differences. The 30% difference among human and chimp MSY regions was a shock. Finding this much difference in one of the sex chromosomes was huge. The 30% difference among human and chimp MSY regions was a shock. For the creationist, we now know that the old humans and chimps are 99% identical canard is passé. Interestingly, a significant paper appeared in 2007 calling the 99% rule a myth, and claiming that we have known for decades that humans and chimps were much more different. But this has been a significant and powerful evolutionary argument. How many people had their faith wrecked on those mythical rocks? Now we have half of the chimpanzee Y chromosome and learn that it is only 70% identical to human. This is evidence that humans and chimpanzees are very different. How different? To quote the famous geneticist, Svante Pääbo, "I don't think there's any way to calculate a number. In the end, it's a political and social and cultural thing about how we see our differences." This statement was made before the chimp Y chromosome data became available. If the number is incalculable, can we not jettison every evolutionary story of chimp-human common ancestry based on genetics? The new data on the chimp Y chromosome makes the case for common ancestry that much worse. End quote. The chimpanzee Y chromosome is radically different from human. December 16, 2010, creation.com.